A very good morning to you all. So in this lecture we will be studying about stereochemistry. So let us start that what is isomerism. So what is isomerism? It is the phenomena in which compounds they have same molecular formula but they differ in the relative arrangement of atoms in the space. Isomerism, it is of two types, structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. So what is structural isomerism? In this compounds they have same molecular formula but they differ in the arrangement of atoms within the molecule. Structural isomerism, further it is of six types. First is chain isomerism, position isomerism, third is functional isomerism, fourth is metamerism, fifth is ring chain isomerism, and sixth is tautomerism. So what is stereoisomerism? Stereoisomerism, in this molecules compounds they have the same molecular formula but they have different arrangement of atoms in space. See the difference in structural isomerism, compounds have the same molecular formula but they have different arrangement of atoms within the molecule, but in stereoisomerism different arrangement of atoms in the space is there. Stereoisomerism, it is further of three types: optical isomerism, geometrical isomerism, and conformational isomerism. So first is, let us start with structural isomerism, which is further of six types. First is chain isomerism. So what is chain isomerism? In this, molecules they have the same molecular formula but differ in the arrangement of atoms in the chain. Like this, in this we have normal butane. In this normal butane chain we have 4 carbon atoms, and if we shift one carbon atom to this position then we will have the isobutane. Now this normal butane and isobutane, they have same molecular formula but different arrangement of atoms in the chain. So second is position isomerism. In this, the molecules they have same molecular formula but they differ in the position of functional group which is attached to the system. Like in this we have CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl, and if we shift the chlorine to second carbon atom we will get this structure. So we have same molecular formula, we have same number of carbon atoms, same number of hydrogen atom, and same number of chlorine atoms, but both the structure they differ in the position of the group which is attached. Third is functional isomerism. In this, the molecules they have same molecular formula but different functional groups are attached. Nature of functional group is different here. Like we have CH3, CH2, CH2OH. This is ethyl alcohol, and if we shift oxygen in between these two carbon atoms we will get this structure CH3OCH3. This is ether. So in first structure our functional group is alcohol, and in second we have functional group as ether. Fourth is metamerism. In metamerism, molecules they have same molecular formula but they differ in the distribution of carbon atoms on either side of the functional group. So functional group is same but number of carbon atoms on either side of functional group is different. Like in this we have CH3, CH2O, CH2, CH3. This is diethyl ether. And if we shift one carbon atom from this position to this side then we will get CH3O, CH2, CH2, CH3. This is methyl propyl ether. So we have functional group is same but both the structures they have different distribution of carbon atoms on either side of the functional group. Next is ring chain isomerism. In ring chain isomerism, molecules they have the same molecular formula but different structures are there. For example, one structure is ring structure, another structure is straight chain structure. For example, this compound we have CH3, CH double bond CH2. This is propene, and if we shift the position of bonds then we will get this structure. This is cyclopropane. So we have same molecular formula, same number of carbon and hydrogen atoms, but different structures are there. One is straight chain structure, another is ring structure. Last type of structural isomerism is tautomerism. So tautomerism, it is also a type of functional isomerism. Functional isomerism means molecules, compounds, they have the same molecular formula but different functional groups are attached. Like earlier we discussed, one functional group was alcohol and second functional group was ether. So it is also a type of functional isomerism. In this, isomers they exist in equilibrium with each other, and these isomers they are called as tautomers. They differ in the point of attachment of one atom. For example, we have this compound, this is the keto form, And if we shift hydrogen from this carbon to this oxygen, so we will get this enol form. So this is keto-enol tautomerism. So these are 6 type of structural isomerism. Next is stereoisomerism. So before starting stereoisomerism, we should know some definitions. First is, what is polarized light? So polarized light is light whose vibrations are in one plane. So this is unpolarized light. In this, all the radiations, they have vibrations in different plane. These rays are vibrating in this plane, these rays are vibrating in this plane, and so on. So we put this unpolarized light and it is passed through polarizer, which will convert unpolarized light into polarized light. We can see in this, all the vibrations are in one plane, either in this plane or in this plane, we can say, or vibrations can be in this plane. All the vibrations, they are in the same plane. So this is polarized light. Second is optical activity. So what is optical activity? Substances which can rotate the plane of polarized light are called as optically active, and this property of rotation of polarized light is called as optical activity. So optical activity, it is of 2 types, dextrorotatory and levorotatory. So dextrorotatory isomers, they are called as optical isomers which can rotate the plane of polarized light toward the right side, and they are written as small d or plus. And if the optical isomers, they can rotate the plane of polarized light towards the left side, then it is called as levorotatory optical activity. It is written as small l or minus. Next is, what is specific rotation? So specific rotation is, it is the angle of rotation of plain polarized light produced by a tube which is 1 decimeter, that is 10 centimeter in length, having 1 gram per mole of solution at temperature T, using lambda, that is wavelength. Lambda stands for wavelength. Using wavelength of 5893 angstrom from sodium vapor lamp. This is also called as D line of sodium. So we can write it as alpha, which represents the specific rotation using D line of sodium at temperature T, that is equal to observed angle of rotation divided by L. This is the length of tube, which is 1 decimeter or 10 centimeters, into D. D is the density of the solution. Next is plane of symmetry. So what is plane of symmetry? It is an imaginary line passing through a structure which divides the structure into 2 equal halves, and these 2 equal halves, they are the mirror images. They are the mirror images of each other. For example, we have this compound, carbon, 3 groups are attached, H, Br, CH3 attached to second carbon, and the same 3 groups are attached. So if we divide this molecule through this line, this line will divide the molecule in 2 equal halves. One is this half, which is equal to this half. This line will be called as plane of symmetry. Like we have this molecule, carbon, CH3Br, another carbon, 3 groups are attached. So we have to see that how we can divide this molecule into 2 equal half. If any molecule can be divided into 2 equal half, we will say that yes, this molecule has a plane of symmetry. So if we divide this molecule through this point, passing through this line, that this line will be called as plane of symmetry because it divides this molecule into 2 equal halves. So this is plane of symmetry. Next is, what is chiral carbon atom? What is chiral structure? So what is chiral structure? Any structure which is non-superimposable on its mirror image, and also it does not has any plane of symmetry. For example, this is one hand. If we draw its mirror image, this will be the mirror image. Here thumb is on this side, in this thumb will be on this side. If we pick up this mirror image and put on this mirror image, then it will be non-superimposable on each other. Likewise, if we have this compound, it is the mirror image of this compound. If we pick this molecule as such and put it on this compound, then it will be non-superimposable mirror image of each other. So such structures which are non-superimposable mirror images of each other are called as chiral structures. And also they don't have any plane of symmetry, like plane of symmetry which divide the molecule in 2 equal halves. Can we divide this hand by any plane in two equal halves? No. Can we divide this hand by any plane into two equal halves? No. Can we divide this molecule by any plane into two equal halves? No. So this molecule does not has any plane of symmetry, hence this is chiral in nature. Second is achiral structure. So structure which has superimposable mirror image. Superimposable mirror image, and also it has a plane of symmetry. Like this, we have this alphabet A. If we draw its molecule mirror image, this is the mirror image, and if we pick up this mirror image and put it on this original structure, then it will be superimposable mirror image. And also this alphabet A, it can be divided in two equal halves by this plane which divides this structure into two equal halves. So yes, this has a plane of symmetry as well. So from where this chirality has originated? It is due to the carbon atom which is bonded to four different groups. So this is carbon which is bonded to four different groups, that is A, B, C, D. It is marked as star. Star means this is chiral carbon atom. It is also called as stereogenic carbon, chiral carbon, or asymmetric carbon. For example, we have this structure, carbon, COH, CH3, OH and H. If we draw its mirror image, this will be the mirror image. If we pick up this mirror image and put it on this original compound, then it will be non-superimposable mirror image of each other. So this structure is chiral in nature, and also this molecule does not has any plane of symmetry which can divide this molecule into two equal halves. Also, some molecules, they may have two or more chiral carbon atom, but molecule as a whole is achiral in nature. For example, we have this structure. Now we can see that there is one chiral carbon atom. It has four different groups attached, H, Cl, CH3, and fourth is this group. Second chiral carbon atom is this one. It has four different groups, H, Cl, CH3, and fourth is this whole group, CH, Cl, CH3. So this molecule has two chiral carbon atom, but as molecule as a whole is achiral in nature, because this molecule, it has a plane of symmetry. Plane of symmetry, it divides this molecule into two equal halves. So because of this presence of this plane of symmetry, this molecule has two chiral carbon atoms, but molecule as a whole is achiral in nature. Also, some molecules do not have any chiral carbon atom, but molecule as a whole are chiral in nature. For example, we have this compound, C double bond C double bond C, HCH3. Here we have represented these two groups by dotted lines, which means they are not in the same plane as that of these two groups. They are in the different planes. So if we draw its mirror image, we will get this mirror image. If we pick up this mirror image and keep on this compound, then they will form the non-superimposable mirror images of each other. No doubt H के ऊपर H आएगा, but this H is in different plane and this H is in different planes. Kindly note down. This H is represented by dotted line, which is in solid line, which is in different plane, and this is represented by dotted line, which is in different plane. So this molecule does not has any chiral carbon atom, but this molecule as a whole is chiral in nature. Next is optical isomerism. So what is optical isomerism? Phenomena in which optical isomers, they have same physical and chemical properties, but they differ in the effect on the polarized light. Optical isomerism, it is of two types, enantiomerism and diastereomerism. So what is enantiomerism? Enantiomers are isomers whose molecular structures are non-superimposable mirror images of each other and rotate the plane of polarized light equally but in the opposite directions. For example, we have this structure. If we form its mirror image, this will be the mirror image. Now, if this compound is dextrorotatory, that is, it rotates the plane of polarized light towards the right by 20 degrees, let us say. So this compound will be levorotatory. It will rotate the plane of polarized light towards left, but by the same degree of rotation, that is by 20 degree. So they rotate the plane of polarized light equally, but in the opposite directions. So what are the characteristics of enantiomers? First is they have same physical properties, that is melting point, boiling point, etc. Second is they have same chemical properties. For example, rate of the reaction, what is the chemical reaction they are showing, and what are the rates of chemical reaction, that is products of both the enantiomers, that is dextrorotatory and levorotatory enantiomers. The product, that is the reaction, will be same, the rate of reactions will be same. Third is they have different biological properties. For example, plus sugar, it is metabolized, while minus sugar, that is levorotatory sugar, is not metabolized. So type of enantiomers, we have two type of enantiomers, dextrorotatory and levorotatory, as discussed earlier. So how we will represent these enantiomers? There are two methods of representing the enantiomers. First is flying wedge formula and second is Fischer projection formula. For example, we have this compound C, 4 different groups are attached. So this carbon is chiral in nature, HOH, CH3 and COH. So by flying wedge formula, how it is drawn? Chiral carbon atom, it is written in the center, and two groups which are towards the observer, that is H and OH, they are drawn by this wedges, and two groups which are away from the observer, they are drawn by these dotted lines, that is COH and CH3. So these wedges represent the groups which are toward the observer, and these dotted lines represent the groups which are away from the observer. So next is flying wedge formula. If we want to represent the molecules by flying wedge formula, how we will represent it? So flying wedge formula, the molecule is drawn in the plane of the paper like this. The point where two lines cross each other represents the chiral carbon. So the chiral carbon, it lies on this point. Vertical part, it represents the longest chain of carbon atom with carbon number 1. So vertical part पे longest chain आएगी with first carbon atom. So groups which are on the horizontal line, they are towards the observer, and groups which are on the vertical line, they represent the groups which are away from the observer. And also chiral carbon is located where two lines cross each other. For example, we have drawn this structure. This is minus lactic acid, that is levorotatory lactic acid. This point represents the chiral carbon atom with carbon number 1, that is CH3 on the vertical line, and all the 4 groups attached. So second type of enantiomerism is diastereomerism. Now for this, let us consider a compound with two chiral carbon atoms. For example, let us consider this compound CH3, CH2, Cl, CHCl and CH3. In this, carbon number 2 and carbon number 3, they are chiral carbon atoms, and also they are dissimilar chiral carbon atoms because the groups attached to carbon number 2 are different as compared to the groups which are attached to third carbon atom, carbon number 3, which is the chiral carbon atom. So groups attached to both these chiral carbon atoms are different. So these two chiral carbon atoms are dissimilar in nature. So if we want to draw its structure, this is how we can draw its structure. This is enantiomer number 1. Chiral carbon atom number 2, 3. Carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here CH3, CH2 is written as C2H5. This is enantiomer number 2. Here we have drawn different positions of the group. This is enantiomer number 3. Here H is on the same side and Cl is on the same side. And this is enantiomer number 4. Here Cl is on this side and H is on this side. So intentionally we have drawn these pairs like this. Okay. Now this is one pair of enantiomers. They represent the non-superimposable mirror images. Like if we put a mirror in between, then this mirror image will be non-superimposable of this. So 1 and 2 are the non-superimposable mirror images of each other. If we have a look at third and fourth structure, then this is the other pair of enantiomers. If we put a mirror in between, we will see that they also form non-superimposable mirror images of each other. So third and 4 also, they are non-superimposable mirror images of each other. But if we compare enantiomer number 1 and 3, so this is enantiomer number 1 and 3, we will see, let us study this enantiomer number 1 here, enantiomer number 1 and enantiomer number 3. Here if we draw this line, we will see that at chiral carbon atom number 2, enantiomer number 1 and enantiomer number 3, they have same configuration at carbon number 2, but they have mirror image configuration. Like at carbon number 3, if we see, this is the mirror image, and if this is the mirror image configuration at carbon number 3. So half of the molecule is showing same configuration and half of the molecule is showing mirror image configuration, that also non-superimposable. So such formulas which have identical configuration at one chiral carbon atom and mirror image configuration at other chiral carbon atom, and the net result is that they are neither identical nor mirror images of each other. Such type of structures are called as diastereomers. Half of the molecule is identical and half of the molecule is mirror image, but the net result is neither the whole molecule as a whole is neither identical nor the mirror image of each other. Such type of enantiomers are called as diastereomers, and mostly they are found in the compounds having two chiral carbon atoms. So what are the characteristics? They have different physical properties like melting point and boiling point. They have similar but non-identical chemical properties. Similar means that is their products will be same, but non-identical, that is their rate of reactions will be different. And they can be easily separated because of different physical properties. They have different melting point, different boiling points, so they can be easily separated from each other. So thank you very much.